We touched a wee bit there on the difference in style that you felt. So how did our particular squad, need to change? We won the South Division. Everybody thought we were a pretty good side. What parts of that squad needed to change, do you think, for it to be a fully competitive Premier League side?
As I touched on earlier, not a lot needed to change to be a competitive team within the Premier League. Some players moved on due to their own request. Some have moved on because it's probably best for the club. And I think it's important that squads evolve. I think that's very important, just to keep the competitive edge between players. I've always said as a player that when I went to a new club where nobody knew me, I felt as if I got the best of myself, because I had to prove myself again, rather than players knowing how good I was. I needed to show them how good I was, and I think with evolving my squad, I'm hoping the new players come here and try and prove to their new teammates how good they are, and obviously show the club, the committee, the supporters exactly how good they are and how good I know they are. And that was the important thing for me. That was the important thing, that we brought that competitive edge to competition for places, making sure that we have two people that can play in each position, and I think by doing that, it'll set us up nicely for a good season.
As we mentioned, you brought in a number of new players, quite a few number. Was it 11?
11 new players added to the 8 existing players that we had.
Yeah, right. How easy is it to sell the Premier League rather than the South Division?
To be fair, you would think it would be easier, obviously, because you're playing at a higher standard, but with that higher standard you've got obviously more travelling miles, and I would say that it was quite difficult during the summer to try and attract players to make the commitment to travel as much as they have to in this league on a Saturday. Fortunately, I've managed to get good players to buy into what we're trying to do here. Obviously, with the ambition that the club's got and the SFA licensing that we've applied for, and we're very hopeful of having by the start of next season, I think ongoing it will be far easier to attract players to the club, and hopefully, and I say that it's a big hope, but the Super League would certainly be an easier place to attract players. The travelling in the Super League in comparison to the Premier League, it's night and day. Most teams in the Super League are Lothian League teams, whereas in the Premier League that we find ourselves in just now, we've got quite a bit of travelling to do, Montrose, Forfar. But for me, I relish the travels, going to new places. It's for the club as well. If you think about the club's been 11 years in the South Division. I think it was an exciting time to go into the Premier League.
I don't think you'll find too many people disagreeing with there. I think the committee have enjoyed the season as it's panned out so far, and as you say, travelling is it's a part of the game. So yeah. Right. So you've said 11 players in, 8 signed on again from last season. There's always the worry that the squad doesn't gel, or the new and the old players don't mix. How's it gone?
From my perspective, I think the players have gelled. It was difficult. We brought in, as you said, 11 players, new players added into the 8 that we had. The good thing from our side is that the players that we brought in, a lot of them knew each other. A lot of them knew boys that were already within the squad, which helped them initially gel and mix. The difficult thing looking ahead to the first game of the season was the fact that 4 of my new players were actually suspended, so it was difficult trying to juggle game time and trying to get them to gel as in a starting 11, because I couldn't really play players that were suspended because I was looking at possible starting teams for the start of the season. Add to that the fact that Aaron Quanton, who was our player of the year last year, was away in America and only returned a couple of weeks ago, so it's been difficult for him coming back in to meet new players. But overall, I think we've gelled well. I think the last 2 home games out at Millfield has been especially pleasing, the fact that we found ourselves 1-0 down and terrific team spirit that the boys have showed, fighting for each other, battling to the last minute, showing great desire to go and get 3 points, and hopefully the 3 points that we've won on the last 2 occasions at Millfield will stand us in good stead for the season.
Well, we're 8 games into the league now. We've got a positive results outlook, if you like: 4 wins, 1 draw, 3 defeats. Does the reality match up to what you were expecting when you were putting your squad together and preparing for the Premier League? Has anything surprised you?
Nothing surprised me about the league. I think I knew exactly what we were heading into. If I look back at the, as you said, 4 wins, 1 draw, 3 defeats, am I happy with that? I would say that I'm content. I'm content with the start that we've made. There are games where you have regrets and you think we could have maybe done better, but there's also wee bits of luck that we've had along the way. So I'm content with the start. I think the guys are now starting to find their feet. They start to know what's expected of them, what's expected of them from me, what's expected of themselves in games. And I think we'll steadily get better as the season progresses, and we find ourselves 8 games in and we're sitting in quite a nice position. So nothing surprises me, and I'm quite content about how the starts went, to be honest.
So we've played 8 games in the league. We've had the mix against the top sides and a few who are at the bottom of the table at the moment. Any clubs or players that have particularly impressed you, or that you hear through the grapevine, maybe tough ones to play?
As I've mentioned, I think every game's going to be a tough one, but if you analyse the league table, and even last year's league table, that kind of tells me a bit of a story. So Lockheed and Armadale being relegated from the Super League right away, I would expect that these two are going to be challengers for the league title this season. We've played both, and unfortunately we've came away empty-handed against both as well. I think Lockheed had that experience and know-how about them, how to grind out a result, really sound defensively, and offensively they looked a threat at all times, so I expect them to be up there come the end of the season. The other ones, Dalkeith obviously, again, they came down to Millfield and thoroughly deserved their win. In the end, we started great, but in the end they were dominant second half and thoroughly deserved it. So they've had the experience of the Premier League for the last few years. They've been chapping at the door, and I fully expect them to be up there come the end of the season as well. So taking into account, you've got Gene Fields, you've also got Arniston have been there. There's numerous teams that are probably, from a neutral's perspective, better placed than us to go and challenge for the league, and I fully accept that. We're here not necessarily to go and jump from South Division to Super League in the first time you're asking. We're here to enjoy it, and if we enjoy it and we go about our business week to week, we'll see where it takes us. But there's certainly good teams in the league that's far better placed than where we are at the moment.
It's quite early in the season, but we've managed to get contract extensions signed for Wayne Sproul, Andy Forbes and Michael Fernie.
Yeah.
What do you think persuaded them to sign extensions quite so early?
I think they can see the vision of the club, where we're going. Obviously we've touched on the SFA licence that we've applied for. I think they know myself and my management team how ambitious we are and how keen we are to progress. So these guys have bought into it, and I'm absolutely delighted that they've bought into it as well. I know it's early, but it shows great commitment from them. They're not the only guys that I'm in discussions with in the squad. They're already adding to the boys that we've got signed on 2-year contracts, and I hope that there's a number of other players within my current squad that will sign on soon.
Okay, that's really the end of the wee session there with Johnny Harvey, the Haddington Athletic manager. Thank you very much, Johnny.
No problem.
And best of luck on Saturday and for the rest of the season.
Thanks, Rob.